feel like it's ran a marathon.
Oh, hey.
That really does the trick.
What's up, guys? It's 2 a.m. Sports again. This time it is 2 a.m. in Perth, wherever that is. Perth? We're back with the weekly pick'em, and this week, the game of the week is Sunday Night Football. It's the Patriots.
It sounds like sounds like Persian, except like you have like a lisp. So it's like Perthan. What kind of cat you got? I got a Perthan cat.
This week's game of the week is Sunday Night Football. It's the Patriots going to play the Broncos. I feel like this is game of the week name-wise, but it's not game of the week.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be kind of
talent-wise.
like let down, kind of like Cowboys Seahawks a couple weeks back, which we totally called, by the way. That was a boring game.
It was a really boring game.
I think this will be a similar game, kind of defense oriented. It's like Tom Brady
No, Tom Brady's going to go off.
gonna go off because that dude has got to be like some sort of god.
I feel like he's going to be a really embarrassing game for the Broncos without Peyton Manning. I
Yeah,
mean,
kind of like that Super Bowl.
Peyton Manning's not doing that great this year. Anyway,
He's
so
not
I'm not
even
sure if
playing.
it's going to make that much of a
He's not
difference.
even playing.
I know, I'm saying even
Oh.
with him, but without him especially, it's not going to be very good. Even though the Broncos defense is good, I don't think the Broncos defense is good enough to make up for the Broncos offense this game. Patriots are definite favorites for this game.
Yeah. Breakout performer, Buck, otherwise known as Javorius Allen. Sounds like I'm on Key and Peele. Buck Javorius Allen, running back for the Ravens. If he's on your waivers, go get him right now because he's gonna break out. Here's what I got for him. I mean, the Browns defense probably not really that good. I don't think anything about Cleveland is good. I think he goes for 80 yards, 5 catches. 40 yards on those, so that would total up to 17 points in a PPR league. And I think that while like expectations are kind of high because he's going to assume the lead role, I think he does kind of exceed against the Browns and generally breakout perform. He's got easy matchups the next couple of weeks, and then really tough matchups for the playoffs. So breakout performer this week, probably breakout performer next week, and then probably a must trade, like trade high. Hopefully, I mean I got him on the waivers for a lot of money. Bottom line is Buck Allen, he's going to do good. As for playoff target, my playoff target is Phillip Rivers. He's got 2 decent matchups, week 15, 16, which are playoffs for most leagues. Week 15, he's got Miami, who's the 15th ranked passing defense against the pass.
Yeah.
Week 16, which all you guys that are eyeing up that championship, maybe got that first round bye. Week 16, he's got Oakland, which is the 26th ranked defense against the pass. And the Chargers have the highest passing attack in the league. So Phillip Rivers, if you want to go target him right now, maybe he's doing decent. He's pretty good this year, but maybe you can get him for some value.
I feel like another player you can get pretty cheap right now is Chris Ivory, and he's going up against Miami Dolphins, and he just says the 23rd defense. They're really bad for the rush defense. I just know that. And I feel like he'll be able to capitalize this week. He'll be able to return to like early season form. I feel like he'll get 100 yards rushing. I feel like he'll get about, I say 17, 18 points.
18 points. It's a bold statement. Flop of the week, Thomas Rawls. Breakout performer for the Seahawks. He rushed for like 200 yards, which is like more than Marshawn Lynch has done like his entire career. Anyway, Seahawks are playing Pittsburgh this week. Pittsburgh has the 2nd ranked defense against the run, and so I think he has kind of a down week. I mean, coming off 200 yards, there's not much more you can do other than be like Doug Martin, but that's the Philadelphia effect, which we discussed earlier. So I think he goes for like 60 yards, maybe a couple of catches, like 10 yards. Single-digit fantasy points for Thomas Rawls this week, kind of a flop.
Now on to the Thanksgiving games. The first game is the Eagles going to Detroit to play the Lions. If you haven't watched it yet, go watch our Philly Rant video. We talk all about how much the Eagles suck.
But that don't matter because they still suck at heart. Like I've peered into their soul and I've seen they suck.
The Eagles better win.
If the Eagles don't win this game, all right. First off, Eagles don't win this game, they really suck. Second off, Eagles don't win this game, they're not going to win the division probably. Third off, if the Eagles don't win this game, I predict that's the end for Chip Kelly in Philadelphia. Not next week, but end of this season.
I'm thinking that
they're just going to go off the cliff. Like San Francisco 49ers went off the cliff, like they're off the cliff too.
Panthers going to play the Cowboys on Thanksgiving.
You know what really pissed me off about the Cowboys? They're even in this game, or like 1 point underdogs.
feel like Cam Newton should destroy this team.
First off, Cam Newton's freaking like almost as legendary as Tom Brady at this point. Like
No.
that's the kind of legendary status he's almost
No,
at. Like
he's
both teams are undefeated, and
Doesn't
both
matter.
teams are undefeated. Like as a direct result of the human nature of the incredibleness of the quarterbacks.
He's still a top 10 quarterback, but I'd say he's the lower end of that. I'd say he's like an 8-9 quarterback. I don't think he's a top 5 quarterback. Are the Panthers winning this game?
I think the Panthers are going to beat their ass.
Bears going to play the Packers. This better be an easy win for the Packers. The Bears suck. Like it should be a blowout. Not even really a game to watch unless you're like a diehard Packers fan. I feel like it'll just be kind of boring to watch them win 40-14.
I think the Packers, they've lost a couple in a row. I think it's either 3 or 4, right? Packers got off the snide against these guys, Matt saying. And, yeah, I think they'll be good. They'll be good.
Back to Sunday. We have the Bills going to play the Chiefs.
I've got the Bills in this game. He's got the
I got
Chiefs.
the Chiefs.
The reason I think the Bills are going to win this game is Shady McCoy is Shady McCoy once again, folks. I mean, if you haven't been tuning into this, he's been putting in kind of major work this past couple weeks, and he looked good against the Patriots. I mean, I wasn't watching it, but I was watching like the cast thing on my iPad, and he was putting in work. It was like LaShawn McCoy 10-yard run, LaShawn McCoy -3-yard run, which is typical. But like, I think he can carry this team, and they need it, and I think he can do it because their defense isn't bad, and the Chiefs' offense has been the main reason, and defense. I mean, the Chiefs are pretty good. They've kind of been surprising me, but McCoy, he's gonna do it. He's gonna pull it out.
Look, McCoy's not going to pull it out. I feel like that's their only attack, and I feel like the Chiefs' defense is going to be able to stop that. And the Chiefs coming off winning 4 games in a row now, adding to the bye week. So I feel like that stretch is going to continue against a decent Bills team, but not an amazing Bills team. I feel like the Chiefs are able to prevail and win this game. Next, we have the Rams traveling to play the Bengals. The Bengals are coming off of 2 straight losses, so I'm going to have them win. I feel like they're going to bounce back. I think it's going to be Andy Dalton to AJ Green all day long, the whole entire time. Just deep passes, the old 80-yard passes we got in week 2 and 3.
I feel like the Rams defense is kind of overrated, but at the same time, it was overrated for a reason because at one time it was good, so that means they can still be good. And I think the Bengals offense is overrated because I think that Andy Dalton AJ Green connection is overrated. You know who's not overrated? Todd Gurley. He scored in like 5 straight games. I think the Rams, they're going to get this one. I think they're going to pull it out. It's going to be a close game. I think they're going to pull it out. That's 2 straight differences, Matt. How do you feel about
It's
this?
about to be 3.
You're
Next, we have the Saints going to play the Texans this week.
Texans!
Yeah, I have the Saints.
I don't like him, but you know what? DeAndre Hopkins.
But you got Hoyer thrown to him, and I do not like
Hoyer
at
is
all.
going to get me 20 points this week.
No, I think Hoyer sucks. I feel more comfortable with Breeze going to his committee led by Cooks. I feel like that is going to be better than the Hopkins.
Oh yeah, and Alfred Blue put in major work last week. He got like 17 points. He's gonna have a breakout game. No, not breakout game. Not like Buck Allen, Javorius level, but I think he's gonna have a decent game. So when you have Brian Hoyer, what's the guy? Alfred Blue and DeAndre Hopkins. Oh, forget it.
Now we have the Bucks traveling to play the Colts this week. Winston looked good last week against the Eagles, but that's not saying much because the Eagles secondary sucks.
That's actually saying too little.
Go watch that video if you want to see the rant on Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Being said, I feel like the Colts came off a big win against the Falcons, so I have the Colts winning again against the Bucks.
Then again, that was a comeback win against the Falcons. Just it could have been a loss.
Yeah.
But I agree.
Without-
I want the Bucks to lose. They had no right to beat the Eagles. Actually, they had every right to beat the Eagles.
Yeah, Eagles suck.
But at the same time, I now hate the Bucks. So, Tampa Bay, you suck.
This time we have the Chargers going to play the Jags.
The Jags suck.
Jags are going to win.
The Jags are going to lose. Chargers are going to win. As you can see, we're having a lot of differences this week. And because you know why? Because I usually let him pick the games, and he hasn't done so hot. So, I'm like, I'm going to pick the games.
I went 8-4 last week.
8-4.
I feel like the Jags are going to win purely because the Chargers suck. And they're Sanders showed that they're like totally passing Philip Rivers, even though he's a stud. I don't feel like he's a stud enough to carry the team. It's just I feel like this is a Jags game to win, and there's not many of those.
I'm just going to go with Chargers, yeah.
We have the Dolphins playing the Jets. Jets, like I said earlier, I feel like Ivory's just going to destroy that rush defense. He's going to get 100-plus yards.
Dolphins don't really have anything going for him, which is exactly why I think the Jets will lose this game.
Perfect. Next, we have the Vikings traveling to play the Falcons.
Once upon a time, the Falcons were actually good at football.
First, what,
The
5
time has
weeks?
passed. Somehow, Devonta Freeman and Julio Jones still managed to put up numbers with them like totally sucking.
I feel like the Vikings are on a high right now. Even though they lost to the Packers last week, this is the best year they've had in a while. I feel like Diggs, Bridgewater, AP, they're all just going to go off this week. It's the Falcons defense who's not terrible but not fantastic either. I feel like they run all over them. We have the Giants traveling to play the Redskins. Giants are a better team and they're going to win the division. So Giants win this game.
We're not calling the Giants a good team. They're 5-5, but
Yeah.
they're a better team than the Redskins.
Next we have the Raiders traveling to play the Titans. Not much to say here other than the Titans suck and the Raiders look pretty good this year. Derek Carr, it's a good man.
The Raiders are looking pretty good this year, but they also haven't been looking that good recently. I mean, Mark Cooper had 1 catch last week. There's no excuse for that. That's not his fault.
Next we have the Cardinals traveling to play the 49ers. It's an easy win for Cardinals. Moving on. Next we have the Steelers traveling to play the Seahawks. Steelers get a tight one this week against the Seahawks, who do not have Marshawn Lynch. I feel like Rawls is overrated, like Xander said earlier. He's going to flop this week. I say he gets single-digit fantasy points too. The Seattle defense isn't looking fantastic this year either. I feel like the Steelers are going to be able to find their holes and score enough to beat them.
When you say the Steelers, like, it's hard to think like who that is anymore. Because, like, I mean, you got Antonio Brown, but is Ben Roethlisberger really Ben Roethlisberger? I guess you got D'Angelo Williams. So, I mean, they kind of have an identity, but I'm just going to say the Seahawks are going to come in there, and this is kind of a must-win game for them. They're looking to make the playoffs. I mean, it's kind of not a position they're used to being in, just to make the playoffs. That home field advantage thing hasn't really been as widely promoted this year as it has been in the past, but I think it still comes into play for the Steelers.
Monday Night Football, another boring one. We have the Ravens traveling to play the Browns. If you guys haven't heard yet, Johnny Manziel is a total dickhead. He's just doing parties on the weekend.
Grade A.
QB3 now for the team after being named the starter.
He's won the Heisman Trophy of being a total retard.
I don't know what's up with him.
I do. He's a retard.
Thank you, Xander. I have the Ravens winning this one, even though we're without Forsett and Flacco and Steve Smith.
And the rest of their life.
Basically. Who's on defense?
One.
No, the Drill Suggs. I don't think the Browns are good enough to be able to beat a crappy Ravens team. And I feel like the Ravens, Tucker, I feel like he's going to lead again. They're going to get 3 field goals, and the final's going to be 9-7.
9-6. I bet the Browns kicker misses a field goal because Browns.
That about wraps this video up, guys. Go follow us on Twitter. It's going to be down there again. And this is 2AM Sports, and we'll see you.